Are you looking for an athletic scholarship? You're in the right place. This is the Recruit Me Athletic Scholarship Podcast, the longest-running podcast on recruiting and athletic scholarships. We're here to help your family navigate the recruiting road all the way to an athletic scholarship. He's a recruiting expert and a dad of 2 college athletes. He has a wealth of experience to share. Here's Recruit Me CEO, Brent Hanks.
Welcome to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, episode 326. This is an opportunity for you to get 15 minutes of recruiting education and information about recruiting resources. The Athletic Scholarship Podcast is one of the many resources under the Recruit Me umbrella of recruiting education. Recruit Me is not a recruiting service. It is a recruiting education resource that will save you time and money and will reduce your doubts and fears about the recruiting process. Recruit Me and the Athletic Scholarship Podcast will answer the how to start, the when to start, and how to get recruited questions. This episode of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast is the first of a series of episodes that will guide you through some of the free and very informative websites. The websites are the NCAA.org website, NAIA.org, and the NJCAA.org website. And they give you great information about each level of play, the sports played, the schools where they are played, academic requirements, how to prepare for your college career, and what we will cover today, the eligibility centers of each level. Let's get started into your recruiting journey. The NCAA.org website, the NAIA.org website, and the NJCAA.org website are all great resources for a high school student athlete. The information is free, but there is a lot of it. I'm going to pull a little information from all 3 websites to give you some direction so you don't go down a rabbit hole or miss information or get confused. Let's start with the NCAA.org website. So go to NCAA.org. The home page, when you scroll down the page, is not very helpful for recruiting in general. You will pay attention to the pull-down headers in the blue band at the top of the home page. Move your cursor over the student-athlete pull-down, and you will see 15 links to choose from. The first link is Want to Play College Sports. Click on that link and we will get started. The first link you run into is a link to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center. The short paragraph says, college-bound student athletes preparing to enroll in Division I or Division II schools need to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center to ensure they've met their amateur standards and are academically prepared for college coursework. Let's click on the Register with the NCAA Eligibility Center link. The Eligibility Center page states you want to play college sports. Then there is creating an account, which is the first step toward becoming an NCAA student athlete. As you scroll down, there is a box that says, not sure which division your school's in? And there are 2 links, Learn More and Search NCAA Schools. The Learn More takes you to a 2-page PDF of NCAA recruiting facts. There is a lot of good information, but we won't go over any of that today. The Search NCAA Schools link take you to the NCAA member directory. Again, too much information to chase today. Back to the Eligibility Center page. Scroll down the page and there is a statement saying, if you want to compete in NCAA sports, you need to register with the NCAA Eligibility Center. Plan to register before starting your freshman year of high school or year 9 of secondary school. The page says to get started by reviewing the 3 account options and choose the right one for you. You will need to only create 1 account with the Eligibility Center. The page says that starting with the free profile page is the best practice, and you can transition it later to the certification account. Option 1 is a free profile account. So who should create this account? If you click this link, the NCAA.org website suggests that the free profile is the right account if you are a college-bound student-athlete that is in high school and wants to stay connected to receive the most current information from the NCAA Eligibility Center, or in middle school or earlier and wanting to learn more about college athletics. At Recruit Me, I suggest you start educating yourself during your freshman year of high school, especially since your GPA starts the first day of class your freshman year. This is a great time to create an email to use only for recruiting, an email that both the high school student athlete and the parents or family can access throughout high school and even after high school graduation. So your email with your name and graduation year. Here is a good example. Sutton Hanks 2022 at yahoo.com. If you make this email for just recruiting and use it to enact the free profile page in the NCAA Eligibility Center, then you'll have one place, one email to check for recruiting education and for all interactions with college coaches, colleges, and the NCAA, NAIA, and the JUCO eligibility centers. The free profile page account also informs you that you should set up a profile if you are still deciding on which NCAA is right for you. The free profile is good if you are planning to compete at the NCAA Division III school and have only attended a U.S. high school. Option 2 is amateurism only, certification account. This is the right account for only a small number of students. This account is good for international college-bound student athletes, which are first-year students and transfers, planning to compete at an NCAA Division III school. Also, it is right for 2- or 4-year college transfers who plan to enroll for the first time at an NCAA Division I or Division II school. These students should speak with the compliance staff at the NCAA school they plan to attend to determine which account type is required for their situation. This amateur-only account requires a registration fee of $70 for all students and doesn't include an academic certification. The third option is the academic and amateur certification. The Eligibility Center site states that this is the most common account for future NCAA student athletes. Sign up here if you are planning to compete at an NCAA Division I or Division II college, if you are about to take an official visit at a college, and if you are about to sign a national letter of intent. The academic and amateur certification account costs $100 for domestic students and $160 for international students. Remember, you can start with option 1, the free profile page, and then your information can be transferred to either option 2 or option 3 for the fees indicated. Go back and listen to the Athletic Scholarship Podcast, episodes 225 on official visits and 226 on unofficial visits, and episode 257 on the eligibility centers, and episode 277 for National Letter of Intent information. Get past episodes on your favorite podcast app or at recruit-me.com. As you scroll down the NCAA Eligibility Center homepage, there is a section to help you make registration easy. There are links like Use This Checklist and a link for Frequently Asked Questions so that you can learn more about becoming an NCAA student athlete. The registration checklist is a 2-page PDF. The first page goes back over the 3 options we just talked about, and page 2 gives you Eligibility Center registration essentials. The second page lists some of the items you should do as you create an account on the eligibilitycenter.org. You need a valid email for the student. Here's what the PDF says. To register, you need a valid email address that you check regularly and will have access to after high school. The NCAA Eligibility Center uses email to update you about your account throughout the process. Note, if you have a sibling who is previously registered, you will need to use a different email address than the one on your sibling's account. You need basic student personal information such as your name, gender, date of birth, primary and secondary contact information, address, and mobile number for texting. Third, the checklist states that you need basic student education history. The Eligibility Center asks you to provide details about all secondary and high school and additional programs that you have attended in the United States and internationally. Be sure to include all schools, regardless of whether you receive grades or credits. Be prepared with student sports participation history. Select the sport or sports that you plan to participate in at an NCAA school. For certification accounts, the Eligibility Center will ask you to provide details for any expenses or awards you receive, any teams you have practiced with or played with, or certain events in which you participated in. They also ask you about any individuals who have advised you or marketed your skills in a particular sport. This information helps the Eligibility Center certify your amateur status once you request your final amateurism certification. Have your payment information ready for certification accounts only. Either of the certifications are not completed until your registration fee is paid. There is a fee waiver that could possibly be available if you are eligible. I'm not going to cover the fee waiver in this episode. You can pay online by debit, credit card, or e-check. The most used certification is the Academic and Amateurism Certification Account, and it is $100 for high schoolers from the U.S., U.S. territories, and Canada, and $160 for international students. The Amateurism Only certificate is $70. if you qualify for that certification. The bottom of the PDF page gives you a website, ncaa.org/playcollegesports, and it also gives you eligibilitycenter.org. And there is a frequently asked questions website, ncaa.org/studentFAQ, plus Twitter at NCAAEC, Instagram at Play College Sports, and Facebook at NCAAEC. The other link in the Make Registration Easy is the Frequently Asked Questions link. There is too much information on this webpage to cover today, but you get questions answered like, where do I find my NCAA ID number? How can I check my eligibility status? Do all sports have the same rules for amateurism? Do I need my high school's Eligibility Center account's PIN number? And a lot more. Recruit Me again suggests to fill out the NCAA profile page early. Early means your freshman or sophomore year. The certification account can follow as you learn more about your recruitment. If you know you want to only play at an NCAA Division III college, then the profile page, then the amateurism only is needed. If you want to play NCAA Division I and Division II, then the academic and amateurism certificate is needed. Now, another level of play is at the NAIA level. There are over 250 NAIA schools to choose from. Go to NAIA.org for NAIA information. On the NAIA.org homepage, click on the Student Athletes link at the top right of the page. Then click on the reddish box with Future Student Athletes. Under the header of There's No Place Like the NAIA is a link for high school student athletes. One more click on Get in the Game gets you to the play.naia.org or the NAIA Eligibility Center page. You will see a Time to Suit Up section with 3 columns. One is visibility, and it says, let our coaches find you easily. You can post a video showing off your skills and sign up for a showcase. The second column is opportunity to play the sport you love while earning a degree. Increase your chance to play for a national title. Be a part of a truly student-centric organization. The third column is eligibility and states, make sure you are eligible, increase your opportunity for scholarships, and show coaches you are ready to play. At the bottom of this page it says register with playnaia.org, and that playnaia.org helps future student athletes discover and connect with NAIA schools, coaches, and athletic scholarships. Play NAIA is also the official clearinghouse for NAIA eligibility. Every student athlete must register with the NAIA Eligibility Center to play sports at an NAIA college or university. I didn't find any pre-registration information unless you put in an email for the playnaia.org website. So just like the NCAA information, start out the registration with NAIA your freshman or sophomore year and have an email that you can use. You can use the same one for NAIA and NCAA. For example of an email again is your name, year of graduation, and an @Gmail or Yahoo or whatever is easiest for you. But don't use a high school email. Pick one you can and will check often, and you can have after high school. The NAIA eligibility registration fee is $90 for U.S. and Canada. There is an activity list given to your account once you get the process started. There is also an NAIA fee waiver guide. The Junior College Eligibility Center is not an eligibility center. The best information I found was to go to NJCAA.org and go to the bottom of the homepage and click on the compliance link. That takes you to a page that has NJCAA resources, and it takes you to the NJCAA resource page. That page has many compliance and eligibility forms, including a downloadable amateurism questionnaire and an eligibility affidavit. I didn't find instructions or dates for you to complete these, but knowing where they are and even filling them out early gets you a recruiting task out of the way early. This episode just touched on a small portion of the plethora of free information that the NCAA.org, the NAIA.org, and the NJCAA.org websites provide. Recruit Me wants you to know where the information is and also keep it organized and simplified. It is easy to direct you to these websites, but you can click and click and click and get too much information and then get paralyzed by all the information and then never get started on your recruiting process or proceed with your process. Look into these eligibility centers. Get started now on the information you need for them and the information you need to guide you to a college decision. Check out the links in the show's show notes to kick off your Eligibility Center journey. Next week's episode will continue through the NCAA.org, the NAIA.org, and the NJCAA.org websites. RecruitMe's goal is to provide you, the student athlete, and the families of the student athletes with as many free and inexpensive recruiting resources as possible. There is a hot link on the NCAA student athletes page called the Download These Resources. It says, "Are you ready to play college sports?" Download these resources to find out. Go to the all-new recruit-me.com website, and in the resources page you will find the RecruitMe recruiting checklist. There is a $1 charge for the recruiting checklist, and the checklist contains items to do under these categories. Select the right school to contact. Build your introductory packet and questionnaire. Produce your video. Track your communications. Build your updates. Choose the right camps, showcases, and tournaments. This episode's subject, register with the NCAA and NAIA eligibility centers. Academic performance, and knowing the recruiting rules. The last one, knowing the recruiting rules, says to read and become familiar with the NCAA and NAIA guides. These guides will be covered more in next week's The Athletic Scholarship Podcast, episode 327. Remember to like and subscribe on your favorite podcast app to get every new episode every Tuesday. Also, if you would share the Athletic Scholarship Podcast with other student athletes and families that are just getting started or are in the middle of their recruiting process. The all-new recruit-me.com website also has many of the Athletic Scholarship Podcast episodes listed under categories to make it easier for you to find a past episode that will help you. Categories like interviews from college coaches, high school senior year, or NCAA, NAIA, or JUCO, and many more. Also, in the all-new recruit-me.com website, you can get the free RecruitMe Power Pack. You can sign up for the RecruitMe monthly newsletter and get information on recruiting resources, and even get links to the RecruitMe Twitter page, which is at RecruitMe13. I also invite you to invest in your high school student athlete by getting the RecruitMe 3.0 Athletic Scholarship System. The information about the RecruitMe 3.0 system is found on the recruit-me.com website. All the RecruitMe resources are great tools for you to use during your recruitment, but the RecruitMe 3.0 system is the most comprehensive way to get all that athletic scholarship information. In honor of the all-new recruit-me.com website, you can save by taking advantage of the low price of only $89 for the RecruitMe 3.0 system. This system is a great value at the normal $127, but you can get started today learning how to build your college school list, contacting college coaches, sending recruiting updates, and making your best college choice. RecruitMe and the RecruitMe 3.0 system saves you a lot of money and a lot of time and anxiety by keeping you hands-on throughout your recruiting journey. Coaches want to hear directly from the recruit, not from the parents, and not from expensive recruiting services. Both of my sons got an opportunity to play college baseball by directly contacting their schools, Parker at Northwestern and Sutton at Columbia College. The RecruitMe 3.0 system offers you audio videos, video instructions, and over 200 pages of instructions and worksheets that can help you get an opportunity to play your sport in college and have a peace of mind that you are doing what you need to do to get that opportunity. Email me, Brent, at recruit-me.com if you have any questions or comments about recruiting. If you would like to hear about a certain subject, just let me know. Thank you for listening, and join me next week for another 15 minutes that will change your athletic scholarship future.